for many people is highly confusing and controversial. The goal of this STEM talk is to discuss the current application of the term and examine its pros and cons.
The word queer as a signifier holds multiple meanings and interpretations. The two main ways in which this word is typically applied are to refer to a sexual and/or gender identity or as a political statement. Few scholars can actually come up with a definition for queerness, making it difficult for us to offer a definitive explanation of the term. Our goal in this STEM talk is to move toward an understandable definition of the term without oversimplifying or understating its complexities. It should be noted that while use of this term has been somewhat normalized through its use in pop culture, media, and countercultures, the word itself is rooted in bigotry. When understanding queerness as a self-applied label, it typically signifies a gender performance which does not follow the lines of that which is historically considered conventional or socially acceptable. Many choose to use the word queer as an umbrella term for sexual identity, rather than the more specific terms like gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender, just to name a few. This is because it suggests a certain amount of fluidity and inclusivity. However, critics argue that this erases the specificity of experience for individuals of different orientations, genders, ethnicities, and class backgrounds. Many worry that using a term like queer might ignore intersectional experiences that can cause material differences in the lives of people of marginalized identities. For example, while a white gay male and an African American transgendered woman might both choose to apply the label queer to their identities, their experiences in life are likely to be quite different. The African American transgender woman will undoubtedly face a different set of prejudices than the white gay male. If we group them together within this word queer, are we disregarding white privilege and male privilege?
This same dilemma faces queerness as a political standpoint. For instance, would it be acceptable for a cisgendered heterosexual white man to call himself queer simply based on his political views? Many who have attempted to do so have been criticized for co-opting the word. On the other hand, one of the key aspects of the queer movement is to break open the box of restrictive gender and sexual binaries. The fluidity and inclusivity of queer can be harnessed to strengthen the movement itself. The benefit of this inclusivity is that the movement becomes more accessible to like-minded individuals who might feel left out by other communities. Many individuals are tired of categorizing themselves based on culturally imposed notions of sex and gender. This being said, what would queerness as a political standpoint look like? One example might be participating in activism against marriage as a state-sanctioned institution in favor of a system that recognizes multiple lifestyles. As a rule, queerness typically resists anything that systematically enforces the hegemony upon the public at large. In conclusion, queerness as a movement has several positive and negative aspects. While its non-specificity can be liberating for many, we must be careful to maintain a level of inclusivity that does not negate intersectional experiences, as long as we keep a healthy dialogue that addresses privilege, race, class, etc., and rejects essentialist identity politics. We believe that the queer movement can be a positive step in the quest for social justice.